By now you all have heard about Avengers Doomsday. They announced the whole cast for the movie. It's gonna be a big bloated mess. Is anyone really excited for Marvel at this point? They had failure after failure after failure after terrible TV show after terrible TV show. The whole franchise has just been downhill ever since Avengers Endgame, and they don't know what they want to do, and they don't have a clear vision anymore. And they have been doing a lot, and I mean a lot, of pandering towards women. Disney hates men. They hate their male audience, and they think they can just throw away the male audience for a female audience, and it doesn't work. And now we have a whiny Twitter feminist complaining that there is not enough women in Avengers Doomsday. Are we really surprised women are so ungrateful and never satisfied? And we're gonna look at that tweet today. But before we get into it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to push this video out in the YouTube algorithm. And here's that tweet right here. It says, out of 27 announced cast members for Avengers Doomsday, only 5 are women. That's not just a small number, it's a glaring reminder of how skewed things still are. How does this ratio even happen? What do you mean, how does it happen? Men are the audience when it comes to comic books and comic book movies. Despite all the pandering that Disney and other companies do, men are still the majority when it comes to male spaces. They pander so hard towards women with the Marvels movies, that terrible movie with Brie Larson, and guess what? Men still watched it more than women. That just shows you that you can't just replace your audience with another one. You can't force women to be interested in something that they're not interested in, but they don't want to accept that. They don't like the idea of no means no. Women are telling you no, they are not interested, and men want the content that we want. The majority of popular superheroes are men because the audience is men, and men are the ones creating the characters in the first place. So what are you complaining about, bitch? Stop complaining. You are not the audience. This is why women should stay out of male spaces. There's too many women invading male spaces and destroying it. The comic book industry itself has been destroyed by radical, crazy women that hate men and hate beauty and hate sexy, attractive characters and want to push their politics and their self-interest onto established characters and lore. And now the comic book industry is dead for both Marvel and DC. It's fucked. So the last person I would ever fucking listen to when it comes to opinions on a male-dominated genre and industry is a fucking woman. Shut up. This isn't for you. Go play with Barbie dolls. You are not the main demographic, which means you don't understand what the main demographic wants. And despite all the pandering that Disney has done since Avengers Endgame, you are still not satisfied because you women are ungrateful. That's why they shouldn't listen to you. But Disney is fucking stupid. Disney is gay, and they will never understand the audience because they hate their audience. Which means they're gonna keep pandering towards women, and they're gonna keep losing money. And there are men in the replies rightfully calling you out, like this one here. It says, since Endgame, we've had WandaVision, female lead, Loki, female co-lead, Black Widow, movie full of female subjects, Eternals, 4 female members, What If, Captain Carter is the main character, Hawkeye, female co-lead, Echo, female lead, She-Hulk, need I say more, Miss Marvel, The Marvels, Thor Love and Thunder with Mighty Thor and King Valkyrie, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Shuri takes the mantle along with Dora, the Queen, and Okoye. Shut up. Exactly, that's what I've been saying. They have been doing this since Endgame. You have so many projects that are female dominated that all failed, by the way. These movies suck. I don't recall any of these movies doing that well in the box office or with critics, and definitely not with fans. On second thought, a lot of critics were bought and paid for, and they simped for these movies and TV shows. But they didn't do well. Why? Because they suck. They're terrible. They have terrible writing, terrible stories, and terrible female mantles of male characters. I don't understand why these people think they can take a male character, put it women in the costume, and still expect everyone to like it. No, it's not the same character. It's a completely different character with a completely different backstory and personality. And nobody wants a million versions of the same fucking character. You have thousands and thousands of characters in the Marvel comic book universe. Instead of making a character a female, adapt the characters that are original. It's boring. It's so boring and unoriginal and uninspired and lazy when you just take a character and just make him black or make him a woman. That's what a lot of these shows did. They just replaced the male characters like Thor, like Loki, like Hawkeye. That's all you did was take a popular male character and put a female into it. And then expect people to like it? What? Why? And now people despise these characters because bad adaptations kills characters. And now you're complaining that those characters won't appear in the upcoming Avengers Doomsday because nobody fucking likes them and you women didn't show up because the main demographic is men and men don't want to deal with terrible girl boss bitches. And that's what this reply is saying here. When comic books and comic book movies are products mainly watched and consumed by men. That is the facts. But none of these people want to acknowledge the facts and numbers. Disney knows this. DC knows this. Sony knows this. And what do? Make terrible movies that appeal to women and not men. Why? Because they hate men. And they want to force women into the fan base. Meanwhile, they don't make the female characters any any good, so nobody likes it. Men don't like it, women don't like it, nobody likes it. So why do you keep doing it over and over and over again? This franchise is a fucking joke. And every single time we men say this, we get called every name in a book, and there's always women playing the fucking victim whenever we say this. And that's what this reply is doing here. It says, it's obvious that Marvel hates women and clearly don't like catering to their female fans / audience. Despite the fact that one of their most talked about and most popular characters right now is a woman with a huge female fan base. Make it make sense, Marvel and Disney. How can you claim they hate women when all we see nowadays is female characters? A lot of these characters are not popular at all. Whatever character you're even referring to is the character that is being talked about at the moment. That doesn't mean they're popular. That doesn't mean people want to see more of them. It just means that whenever they release a show, people talk about the show and it doesn't do well in the ratings. So a lot of these characters past Endgame are not popular. You can claim something is popular right now, but is it popular in general rather than being the person or character that people are currently talking about? And nearly every single female character post Endgame is not popular because they suck. That is it. They don't make the characters good in the first place to make it appeal to men and women, and then the show fails and it doesn't get a second season. And then you play the victim despite Disney pandering to you for years now. You are fucking pathetic. You women are fucking pathetic. If Disney had some common sense, they wouldn't listen to women like this, but we all know they will continue to do things that men don't want. And the upcoming Avengers Doomsday looks like a huge bloated mess. There may be a bunch of excitement from fanboy shills. Maybe it'll do well, maybe, I don't know, I don't think so, because the budget has to be so fucking bloated, because they are bringing in so many different characters with so many different actors. They announced like 28 different characters are gonna be in this movie. Robert Downey Jr. alone has to cost them at least $100 million. Then you throw in all these other characters. I'm showing the cast on screen. You throw in all these other characters, and this movie has to be fucking 300, 400 million. And this might not even be all of the characters. We don't know how long this is gonna be. This movie is in production now. It may even have reshoots because these people don't have a clear vision for any of their new movies, and the movie could be long and bloated, which will bloat the budget even more. So, oh well, I guess all we have to do is wait and see. Now, guarantee you, a lot of women complain about this will not see this movie because you women don't watch comic book movies or read comic books. You love to complain, but you do not consume the content. And like every single time, when this movie comes out, the people who will watch the movie are men, and women will not watch anything like this because women don't watch comic book movies or read comic books. Complain all you want, but when the movies come out, women are not in the theaters. So I don't have much else to say. I don't want to keep repeating myself. So all the feminists getting mad at Avengers Doomsday, go fuck yourself.